Hello and welcome to another episode of Live Feed with your host, Richard Santiago. Live Feed is brought to you by Traveling Tech Teacher. For all your digital resources, check out travelingtechteacher.com. Also brought to you by theBULLYexposed.com, a 501c3 non-profit organization geared at helping survivors of bullying, so let them help you. Let's not forget Saturday, August 22nd, we will be talking with author Karen. Agent, thank you for joining the show. Karen Spagnotti. She is Miss Hillsborough County. She's going for Miss Florida, and after Miss Florida, Miss America. So tune in with her as she talks about pageants, bullying, and her book, What Mama Didn't Know, or What Mother Didn't Know. So we got a question from one of our followers. Thank you guys for sending us your questions. You can send your questions in comments, and we'll read them, and then we'll talk about them on the show. All right. If you're embarrassed for that, you can send it to us in the DM. But our question today, Hutch, what's up? SK's in the house. Let me call in a few people. Let me call Young Blue, Princess. I don't know if Pico's there or if Tully's there, but let's call him. Let's call Luce. Let's call Luce in. Let's call Mia. And let's call Teens Cool. So one of our followers had a question about what's my intake throughout the day like when it comes to food. And SK is starting the Q&A. Thank you, SK. Smash that heart for SK, guys. Starting the Q&A. And the Yankees loss is not good news again. No! Damn it, Yankees. Come on. Come on. Was that Academy Award winning? I don't know. But who are they playing, SK, that they're getting their butts handed back to them? Here's your butts. Hey, Aaron Boone, here's your butt. Madison? I'm sorry, I don't know if I pronounced that right. Madison, thank you for joining the show. So what is a day like with me when it comes to food? Well, usually in the beginning of the day, morning, I have a smoothie. That's one of the things I have. I have a smoothie, or I'll juice. My phone just fell. Hold on. And we're back. I'll have a smoothie or a juice. I will first squeeze some juice and drink that, or my wife will make a smoothie. Now, I know a lot of you guys think smoothie right away. You think there's a lot of people that put ice cream in smoothies. And that we don't put any ice cream. I don't put any ice cream in my smoothies. Okay, that's to me it just defeats the purpose of eating a smoothie. So SK says they need to fire Aaron Boone. He keeps taking out the pitcher and at the wrong time and putting in the worst pitchers, and it's costing them. Well, I'm going to say this real quick. Hey, boof, it's Brianna. How you doing, Brianna? Welcome to the show. I'm going to say this about Aaron Boone. I liked Joe, not to make this a Yankee sports talk thing, okay, but I liked Joe Girardi, for those that don't know who I'm talking about. I liked him. I don't think they should have ever got rid of him, but they did, and now they got this guy, and he's doing all right. It's okay to lose a few games. I'm not going to start knocking him because he's losing a few games. As long as, we don't lose every series. So we lost yesterday. We lost today. Chances are we played the same team. I'm going to assume. I don't know. And so usually series are a series of 3. So even if we win tomorrow, we lost the series. But we can't get swept. That's the important thing. That's what I'm going to say about the Yankees. But my eating situation. So, smoothie in the morning, or some kind of juice in the morning, okay, or some kind of, if I eat something other than that, I make sure that it's all vegetables. I try not to eat anything that's that comes from a can or that comes frozen in a package for my morning meal. I try to stay away from that all the time, but definitely for my morning meal, that's not something that I do. And SK says, "Yup, it was the Rays. Now they're tied in for first in the division with them." Well, nice going, Yankees. They'll pick it up. It's still early, right? The season, even though it's shorter, it just started, right, SK? So that's my thing for the morning. Then again, I try to eat. I always try to get a salad also in for lunch or dinner. Sometimes, if I'm really feeling run down, I'll eat a salad for breakfast, salad for dinner, and lunch and dinner. I skipped over lunch. So my 3 meals of the day are salad. And I know some of you are probably saying, "Oh, I see it all the time." Like these, you guys see that commercial. I'm really tired of watching it. I was tired of watching it the first time I saw it. This guy has no t-shirt on. He's buff. He's got a good body, but he's got no t-shirt on, and he's trying to sell his product. I don't know. I just wouldn't take someone serious like that. And he's pretty much. It looks like he's doing the commercial like this. "Hey, buy my product." Can you imagine that? "Hey guys, we're now on represent.com/store/theBullyexposed. Get your Bully Exposed t-shirt now. Get it while it lasts. Go ahead." I can't imagine doing a commercial like that, And by the way, guys, we are a way to kind of transform into that. We are now with Represent. Well, we've been with them for a while. We just haven't really talked about it on the show. We're now with represent.com. You can get yourself a Die Shall Not Bully t-shirt, or we have other stuff up there. If you're a Yankee fan like SK, you can get yourself a Yankee shirt. You can get yourself, if you're from New York and you lived in Harlem, I got a Harlem 125 shirt, and Apollo. I got an Apollo, I think 125 shirt. Basically, what it is, it's showing the Apollo and the address. It shows the Yankee, and it shows the address. It shows Harlem, and it shows where Harlem is exactly. Not exactly, but where it's located. So yes, you can go to represent.com/store/theBullyexposed.com and get your t-shirt. 100% of the proceeds goes to who? Say it. Let me hear you 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 say it. theBullyexposed.com. So let's see. SK says, "Yeah, it's early, but there's only 60 game season and they've played over 20. Oh wow, that is a lot. Okay, well, I always say, as long as your team stays in it, and they were in first place, they're tied now. It's not like they got knocked off, but as long as they stay within that and then pull up at, when the season gets closer and the games really start to count, that's when they need to be their best. So they let them get all their losses out now, so at the end they can really do what they need to do. Where did everyone go? I don't know, but it's you and me, SK. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, because you got to remember too, even though people might not see it live, a lot of people see it after, because they might be asleep right now, so Pico and Tully and all them, they might be asleep right now. Well, Brianna came on, and I think she's 2 hours ahead of me, where she lives in Australia, so it can't be too late, but yeah, sometimes we only get one person on the live, and that's okay, because people watch it in the recorded version. Yes, it's good to have a bunch of people and they're giving their input on food and stuff like that, but it's okay if I'm interacting with one person. So let's see. So I want to know, SK, what type of food do you like to eat? What's your favorite type of food to eat? So So yeah, so that's my. I always, I usually am a person that used to skip um, breakfast, but and then I know that is a very very important part of the of your day, because your body was just kind of shut down and it's going to need energy to like reboot again. So that's when I always make sure that even if I don't have time for a big meal on breakfast, that I always at least try to make, like I said, a smoothie or a nice big glass of different vegetables, juiced, and that really just starts my day. So let's see. SK says the best 3 players on the Yankees are Aaron Judge. How do you pronounce his name again? Damn, I'm sorry, I forgot. Giannato Stanton. I know I butchered that name. And JD Limanhu are all injured. Oh, wow. Oh, that sucks. Well, I'm going to say this. Judd is good, and he seems to, every time I hear, he seems to be injured. But again, I haven't really been paying attention a lot to the Yankees recently, so I that might be a little skewed. But every time that I've been hearing so far, he's been hurt. This Stanton guy, I don't think he's good at the heat of the game. When the game is really on the line, I don't think he comes across. And DJ, I don't know too much of to make a comment. But those are my comments on the 3 that you mentioned. And SK also says that New York food is great. That's the one thing, people always tell me, what do I miss about New York? That's the one thing I miss about New York. You can get any food from anywhere in the world. And in Manhattan, or, anywhere in New York, basically. And it's good. And it's usually as close to what the real country's food tastes like. You can't really get, like I've eaten Thai food in New York, I've eaten Thai food in California, I've eaten Thai food in Las Vegas when I used to live there, and other cities, but there's nothing like eating it in Thailand. It's just something totally different. And funny thing is, I've eaten Thai food at my friends' houses who are Thai. And that comes too close to the real thing. SK also says that his favorite pizza is food. His favorite food is pizza. I don't know how to talk right now. Let's see. SK also says, I know for sure you know who Brett Garner is. Yes, I do. He's still playing for the Yankees. Oh man, yes, I remember Brett Garner. For sure. I gotta at least look up the roster of the Yankees, kind of get an idea of who's playing. It's really strange, but my only information that I get nowadays on the Yankees is either talking with one of my favorite uncles, who's a huge Yankee fan, or Monique, thank you for joining the show. Where are you from? Or talking with you, SK. So I need to get online. I'm just so busy nowadays with everything that I'm doing. I'm working on right now with recording artist Kelly Morgan and America's Got Talent semifinalist Christina Wells, and we're gonna do some exciting things at the end of this month for bullying and stuff like that. So, and we hope to include Miss South Florida and a few of her friends and get them in on all this. Let's see. It says that you have 2. I saw a guy walking up hard to me earlier, so I crossed the street. Good for you. That's right. There's no need to get in any conflict with anybody, guys. There's no need for it. That's good. Yeah, I know you and I were talking. I guess that's a thing in New York to roll up to people a certain way when you're about to rob. And I guess it's anywhere. But yeah, I remember that as a kid too. Walking, or as a younger person, walking through the streets and you see some guy and they're like, what's up with this guy? Let me just cross the street. Or sometimes you can't cross the street. So, if you have mace, you get that thing in your hand and don't be afraid to use it. That's the way I look at it. Everybody has a right to defend themselves. What else do I do? I always try to eat right. Like I said, sometimes I get into a situation for me where I just want to eat right. I don't want to eat anything prepared. I kind of call it, my thing is, if God didn't make it, I'm not going to eat it. So if it comes out of a box, I'm not going to eat it. And I go through that to kind of cleanse myself out. And when everything is cleansed and everything is good, then I might go back to, I might sneak a bag of chips, or something like that. Jess Devon 101, thank you for joining the show. Where are you from? So let's see. SK has another comment or question. It's a question, it looks like. Do you have any stories about being robbed when you lived in New York? No cities of being robbed. That was never actually robbed. Attempts, but I guess the person kind of was like, whoa, taken back. I guess they thought that I was just going to lay down and, let them just rob me. So it never really, it never really panned out for them. But yes, attempts. I can remember one, like last time when we talked about this, SK, I can remember one time I was in, coming from the movie theater. It was me and my buddy. We were coming from the movie theater, and these 4 kids were just standing there. They were just like standing in front of this building, very close to the sidewalk. So we were like, that's kind of strange that they're just sitting there, and they kept looking our way. That's one thing. I'm glad that you brought this up, SK. That's one thing when it comes to a bully, or even when you're robbed. I'm not saying that these robbers are bullies. They're not bullies, because as we know, bullying is defined as repeated health harming. So it's the first time I met them, so it's not bullying. But I'm saying bullies kind of run again along the same pattern, is what I'm trying to say. So the bullies, these people, I call them bullies. These people kept looking back at us. They kept looking down on the floor, kept looking back at us, down on the floor, back at us. And so we were like, should we cross the street? And so it was a 4-lane street. So it's like, can't cross that. If it's a 2-lane street, traffic going in either way, it's easy to cross that. But it was 4. We didn't want to cross it. It was night. It was late. I think we saw the last show just before the theater closed, so it was late. And they kept looking at us. We didn't like it. Him and I both carried something. That's all I'm going to say. And so we had him in our hand. And when one guy picked up a huge rock and tried to slam it at me and my friend, and we just, my friend maced him, and then we just ran from there. And that's why I always tell you guys, is never feel bad about running from a situation. And even the other day, I posted up in our stories where I think he was Chinese. If I'm wrong, I apologize. Don't think I'm racist just because I thought he was Chinese. There's something that made me feel like, based on his name and all that. But I could be wrong. Just because your name is Rodriguez doesn't mean you're Mexican. I understand that. So save your DMs. What I'm saying is, things that he said, the style that he was teaching is all Chinese. So I'm thinking he's Chinese. So anyway, sorry. But anyway, he said that there's nothing wrong and he gave the example of you're trying to get into your car and a guy comes up and tries to take your car from you and grabs you. You hit him, if he swings at you, you block, you do whatever you have to do. Once you have him subdued you run. And there's nothing wrong with that. Shut the door to your car. Or don't shut the door to your car and just run. The car can be replaced. I was talking earlier with a friend about a story where a friend of mine, because you said SK, here's a good example. You said SK, why do a black person kills a white person and nothing happens, but when a white person kills a black person, there's riots in the street. So let me I'm going to go over my question again. And first of all, it's more black people, African Americans, I should say, being killed. That's one. And two is police brutality. And everybody should be concerned with police brutality, because I know my friends who are Caucasian. Hey, Princess, thank you for joining the show. Who are Caucasian that got beat up by cops. So everybody should be concerned with that. Not only that, it was a slow killing, and it's happening a lot. But here's a good example. I had a friend who was robbed. His dad was white. His dad was white, of course, and he was robbed by an African American, and he tried to take the gun away from the guy, and he was shot. Okay, and that person did go to jail. Okay, but when they asked the person, why did you try to rob the person, it's he said he needed money for his family. So let's take this out. Louise, thank you for joining the show. Let's take this out of black and white, right? Let's just put it plain and simple. This was supposed to be a conversation about eating right, and that's okay. That's okay. It's your show, guys. So let's take out the color. So you have a poor person and a rich person. The poor person can't get himself anything to eat. I think that in this country, the rich are just taking and not giving back to their society. And that's why we're almost going to turn into, in my opinion, and I hope it doesn't happen, but it looks like we're going to turn into a position where there won't be any middle class, and everybody will either be extremely poor or extremely rich if we keep going the way we're going. So here's a situation where unfortunately a person died, and it could have been solved if we were sharing the wealth when it comes to taxes, giving a little more to the poor communities, and giving a little more in that aspect. And I'm all for taking a little bit more from the rich. Hawaiian King, thank you for joining the show. I'm going to ask you where you're from, but I think that I can assume. Thank you for joining the show. So let's see. So there, I don't know if my point came across there, but my point was that there was a situation where a person didn't want to do what they did, but they did it because they had to feed their family. So we need to start sharing a little bit of the wealth between everybody. I think SK says I have to go early. I'm sorry. That's okay. Thanks for stopping by. What time will the next live feed be? I would say it's going to be probably around 7 p.m. or 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for those of you that want to join us. Louise, thank you for joining the show. We're talking about eating right. What are your thoughts about eating right, Louise? What do you have? Somebody asked me this question, so I'm going to ask you, what kind of breakfast do you have in the morning? What kind of lunch do you have in the morning? In the afternoon, and what kind of dinner do you have at night? And SK, I think, had one more question. He says, I need to lose weight. If you feel you need to lose weight, SK, that's cool. Never let anyone else determine that for you. Okay, that's one thing we should remember. But if you need to lose weight and you're identifying that, that's great. And there's many ways to do that. Just make sure you take a walk every day. I try and walk at least a mile a day. Sometimes I do 2. Today is Thursday where I'm at, so today is yoga day. So I'll be doing yoga virtually with my instructor. My same instructor that I used to do it live, she now does virtual. So I'm going to go in today and do some virtual yogurt today, so that's cool. Oh, Louise left. Oh, I was hoping she. So, what are your guys' thoughts about food? What is it? It's I cringe. I cringe heavily every time I see my friends who every meal is out of a box. That's not very healthy. Those preservatives in those boxed meals or in those frozen TV dinners and in canned foods are, well, maybe not so much canned foods. If it's prepared, it is. You gotta. It's okay to have them once in a while. For me, I stay away from them at all costs. The only time I'll ever have a prepared meal is if I'm in a situation where I'm working, I'm on set, I'm going to be doing 12. I've worked, oh my God, I've worked 18 hours once on a set. Okay, I've worked 18 hours once, more than 18 hours, 20, I think it was 20 hours I worked once, and they gave me 2 days off the next day. But I worked 20 hours once in an advertising firm because we had a booklet that we had to get out, and we were way behind schedule because they made some changes, some huge changes at the last minute. So I know all about sitting for 12 hours and working, 18 hours and working. It's really funny because when you've done 12, 20, 18 hours days, 12-hour days is like a walk in the park. But I've been there. And when you're in that situation, you just have to grab something that's quick and easy because you're behind schedule when you're trying to work. And that's really, for me, the only time that I really, really don't kind of, I don't want to say don't watch what I'm eating. I don't want to say that. That's not good. But for lack of a better words, I really don't watch what I'm eating because it's better to have something in your stomach than to starve yourself throughout the day. That's never good. And Princess says, I eat healthy. Great. What kind of stuff do you eat? Tell me what you eat. For instance, today, what did I have today? I didn't have my smoothie today. That's really funny. The day that I'm talking about eating right is the day I didn't have my smoothie. I did not have my smoothie today because I was up pretty late making this awesome video. I made this video that it's going to be posting tonight. Please check it out. Please remember to share, like, and this video too. Please smash that heart now. Share, like this video, and if you're not following us, follow us on Instagram. So I didn't make my smoothie today or drink my juice today. Well, I'm not drinking my juice since they took our stuff, because as you guys know, I'm moving to Italy. Since they've taken that, I haven't juiced because I don't have my juicer. It's on its way to Italy. Lucky juicer, he gets to travel to Italy before I do. So that's why I don't have it, but I should have had my smoothie. But what I had today was a nice big huge plate of baba ganoush. If you don't know what baba ganoush is, it's like hummus. Yes, it's pronounced hummus, not hummus, for those of you that know that don't know. So I had some baba ganoush with some bread, because we ran out of the Greek pita bread, so I had to eat it with just regular sliced bread, which is not any fun. But that's all I had today. So after this, I'm starting to get hungry. So after this, I definitely will be eating something. But you want to eat right as much as you can, so that way when you're in a position where you can't eat right and you have to go get something that's unhealthy like a TV dinner, then it's really not going to affect you as bad. And then the next couple of days you eat right again, and hopefully it'll get rid of all those toxins from that. But remember, I want to end this on this note. Remember, guys, the best way to get toxins, that your body gets rid of toxins, is to urinate, is to sweat, and to poop. So make sure that you are doing those things. And Louise is back. I was just about to go away, Louise, but if you're coming back, let's talk about eating right. What kind of foods do you like to eat? Wheezy, let me know. But yeah, you like my picture? That's me as a kid, right? Eating. So does it look the same? Does that look like me? Let me see. Does that look like me? So let's see. I'm back. Sorry, with my FB groups. What's your Facebook groups? What Facebook groups? So so what else do I do to eat right? Yeah, like I said, okay, I don't eat any meat. You guys know that. I don't eat any dairy products. And even when I did eat meat, I would always try and do like 1 month out of the year where I didn't eat any meat at all. And Weezy says, oh yeah, it's cute. Does it look like me though? Look. Does that look like me? Ah, that looks so cringy. Yeah, Louise is laughing her buns off right now. She says, yeah, it looks like me. I don't like liver. Yes, I agree. I don't eat any meat anymore, so I don't like liver for sure, but I don't like liver. That's for sure. And they say that's very healthy for you. You know what? Broccoli, guys, I'm going to tell you a little something, because it's really funny, because people are like, I know I have a friend with a iron deficiency, I believe, and she had to eat a lot of liver and she hates it. And I'm like, well, you know, you killed an animal to eat that liver that you don't like. Why don't you eat broccoli? Because broccoli, I was told, now if this turns out not to be true, I was told by my dietitian that broccoli has the same amount, if not more. Let me say that again. Broccoli has the same amount, if not more, iron than liver, and you didn't kill an animal to get it. So just so now you know, and knowing's half the battle. Go Joe! So, you know, that's something for you guys to think about. All right, something to think about. Let's see. Weezy says I need to lose weight. Ugh! Did you go ugh like Charlie Brown does? Did you? Was your mouth all up in the air and ugh? Did you do it like that, Louise? I don't know. Maybe she did, but she needs to lose weight. Let's see. You know, it's really funny. I piss off a lot of people because I never have a problem with losing weight. The most I ever weighed, I think, was 188, maybe 190 pounds is the most I ever weighed. And I didn't like it, you know. And so one of the first things I did was watch my intake. And if it, you know, like I said, I would have this thing sometimes where I go, if Mother Nature didn't make it, or if God didn't make it, whoever you believed in, not trying to push anybody on you, if they didn't make it, I'm not eating it. That's the way I did it. So, and I noticed that when I eat right, it allows me to be able to splurge every once in a while and be a bad host and eat, steal some chips and stuff like that. So I don't know, Louise, maybe and I'm not telling you what to do, Wheezy, or anybody out there, but maybe if you stay away from meat products and dairy products, you might be able to bring that weight to where you guys are happy. Let's see. Louise says that she loves broccoli. I love broccoli too, but I can't have it boiled. And it seems that whenever, and that's another thing that I've noticed with people who want to eat right. They're like, well, I want to eat right, but I can't stand, like broccoli. I can't stand eating broccoli. Well, how are you eating the broccoli? Oh, I just boil it. You think about it. Broccoli is just like anything else. You have to season it, right, guys? If you just put it in water, even with salt, if you put salt, that's not enough seasoning to season it. Me, how I always have my broccoli, always, is I'll actually slice it. So I'll slice it up, because I think it's easier to cook that way. The listeners 101, thank you for joining the show. Where are you from? So I'll slice it, and then I'll saute it with something, whatever. Maybe I'll make a stir fry. Being that I live so close to Japan, a good friend of mine showed me how to make, and we lost our music. A good friend of mine showed me how to make a true stir fry. Well, it's not a stir fry, Japanese style stir fry, and fried rice. A good. And so I'll make that. Okay, I'll make that, and I'll have a whole bunch of vegetables in there. So stop boiling your vegetables. I see people all the time. So I'm not tired of carrots. Johnny, big Johnny, 5% mutant. How you doing, dude? How's that little girl? You gotta send me a picture, dude. Johnny 5 is in the house. It's been a long time, Johnny 5, but we're here. Just so you know, guys, we're here every day. I know a lot of people are like, I haven't seen your show in a while. Why not? I'm here every day since I'm not allowed to say COVID. That's right. Since the unfortunate situation, I've been doing 2 shows a day, so I'm always here, guys, every day. But it's good to see your name, Big Johnny, on the thing there. Let's see. Wheezy says it looks like you're eating broccoli on a stick in the pic. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know what to draw, so I came up with that. But I like, maybe I should make a picture of it like that. I'm gonna get a fork. I'm gonna do that next time I get broccoli. Put it on a fork, and I'm gonna take a picture like that, and then flutter the pictures between the two and see if it looks like me. Maybe I'll draw another one, make the guy bald with a headset on. Wouldn't that be cool? And then flutter between the two. Oh well. Okay. Anyway, Johnny 5, please send me a picture of that beautiful child of yours. I remember when she was born. It's going to be funny, 1 year, Johnny, you're going to be, your child's going to be getting married. I want to say she's a girl. If I'm wrong, excuse me. You're going to be walking your daughter down the aisle, or your son's going to be getting married. And it's like, you guys are going to come back to me, and I'm going to say, oh, wow, I remember when I did my show and she was born, and now she's getting married. So that would be funny. That's when I know it's time to retire. When a kid that was born before I started my show is getting married, or maybe she's graduating, right? When she graduates from college, I'm going to be like, it's time to hang up the show and give it up. You laugh about that, but when I used to work as a letter carrier for the United States Postal Service, I could remember starting a route, and the girl wasn't born, but the girl and the boy was very young, and I was on the same route, and then now they're grown up and they're starting college, or they're graduating from high school, and it's like, oh my God, I remember when I first met you as a young little kid, and you asked me if I had your package from your grandmother. Let me tell you guys the most amazing story as a letter carrier that I've ever had. Okay, this was why it was great to do the job. Zenith Fitness, thank you for joining the show. Zenith Fitness is in the house. So let me tell you this story. So it was Christmas Eve, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was Christmas Eve. We do work as postal carriers. We do work on Christmas Eve. We have Christmas Day off, but we do work Christmas Eve. And this kid, I don't know how old he was, he comes up to me and he says, "Here, I want you to mail this letter for me." I said, "Sure." So me, I'm always, Johnny Five says he's losing weight. Good for you. You come to the right show because we're talking about eating right. So me, you can call it nosy if you want, but every time someone gives me a letter, I always look at the address to where it's going to make sure it's done right. Make sure that, the address is done right and that it's, and thank you for smashing that heart. Johnny, please smash that heart as well. And that the zip code's on it and everything. So I look at it and guess what it says. You want to take a guess? Go ahead. I'll give you some time to guess. Anybody want to try and guess what it said? What this kid handed me this letter and who it was addressed to? If you guessed Santa Claus, put it in your comments what you guessed. If you guessed Santa Claus, you were right. So it said on it, "To Santa, North Pole." Now, some of you may not know this. I don't know if they do it all over the Postal Service, but where the division where I worked in Las Vegas, all those letters went to the main post office, and they would write a generic letter. They had these generic letters, people filled them in, and then they mailed it back to the kid. So I look at it, and this is the first time. Remember, I'm a new carrier. This is the first time I've ever seen this. A kid do this. As a kid, I did not do this. I'm gonna write a letter to Santa Claus. I never did that. Or the Tooth Fairy. Hey, dear Tooth Fairy, you kind of gypped me on my last tooth. No, I never did that as a kid. That wasn't me. I grew up in New York. I don't think we did that in New York. Anyway, so seeing that was like a real shock to me, and being the type of person I am, my heart grew like 6 inches that day. Like the Scrooge, it went boom, 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 boom. Anyway, I said, "Wow, that's cool. So you're writing in Santa. Okay, I'm gonna make sure he gets this." And the kid turns to me and goes, "Oh, you know Santa?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course I know Santa." Wow. And then he pauses and thinks for a minute, and then he goes, "What's he like?" And my heart grew 12 sizes that day. I was like, wow. I'm like, he's a nice guy. He's working real hard to get you your Christmas gifts and blah, blah, blah. And, and it really hit home on the innocence of a kid. And it's a shame that, the way the world is nowadays, with all the hatred and all the bullying that's going on. But that was really good to see that. And that was my first experience with the kids. It was my first experience, and I realized then that I'm not just a letter carrier, okay? That I'm much more than a letter carrier. Some people don't have any communication. Some people don't have any communication with the outside world. Their letter carrier is the only, and the letters that they get is the only communication. And shame on you, United States Postal Service, for bullying postal workers and letter carriers, and even sometimes they bully managers as well. Shame on you. And I hope that either the president or somebody puts a stop to the bullying that's going on at the postal service. It's really shameful. I'll tell you another story. Because I'm telling stories because I'm working with this group that's trying to help me build my brand on social media, and they're telling me a lot of things that you should do, like tell stories, tell your personal stories. So that's why when I get questions that are about my personal stories, I definitely share them with you. And Weezy says, "I always wondered what the postal office would do." Yeah, they like I said, I don't know if they do that where you live in Florida, Weezy, but where I lived in Vegas, they did that. They did that. So it's a generic thing where it says "Dear so and so," and they just put the name in, and they put a spot for whatever the kid may say. So if the kid said, please Santa, send me my bike for Christmas, then they'll put, you've been such a good boy this year, we're definitely, me and my elves are going to send you, whatever they put in. It's an open spot. So it is good. But unfortunately, the Postal Service is really abusive inside. And that's why, if you think in 88, in the late 88 and early 90s, there were all those postal shootings. That's why that occurred, because people were losing their jobs when they did absolutely nothing wrong. And the union, the ALC, which is corrupt in my opinion, that's my opinion, does nothing to help the postal workers that they don't like. If they like you, they'll help you. If they don't like you, you're toast. And that's what happened to me. And it's fine, because look where I'm at, doing something that I love, reaching more people. I'm going to tell you right now, I get DMs all the time from people. I love what you're doing. I got a DM from someone that said, I was really in a bad place, in a very dark place. Tashi Robertson, thank you for joining the show. Where are you from? They were really in a bad place, and somebody sent them a link to one of my shows. And they learned how to deal with their bullying from that show, and they started seeing the rest of our shows, and now they are big followers, and now they no longer get bullied. So we are doing help. We are helping people. Smash that heart if you like what we're doing. So Tashi's, that's a new name. How you doing, Tashi? Tell us where you're from. The other day, here's something. Oh, Australia. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining us from Australia. Depending on where you live at, I am in the same time zone. If you live in Melbourne, I'm in the same time zone that you were in. So that's so every time people tell me what time zone you're in, I always give them east. It's called Australia Eastern Time Zone. That's what I give them, because we're in the same time zone. So think about it. Even though Australia is lower in the equator, and I think we are closer to the equator than Australia, we're in the same time zone, because we're right above each other. The same time zone. So that's really crazy. So I lost my train of thought now because of that. Wow. Yeah, that's why all the bullying goes on. And I really forgot what I was talking about. I'm sorry, guys. I know it was key. It was important. It's late for me. Let's see real quick. What time it's at where Wheezy is. Oh, wow. It's 1 a.m. and you're up this late? Wow, thank you, girl. I appreciate you. Wow, that's dedication. Thank you so much. So what kind of foods do you like to eat in Australia, Tashi? I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I know in Australia they eat kangaroo meat. That's a big delicacy in Australia. So the Postal Service, I think I was saying the Postal Service is very abusive, and it's a shame, because that's what I was gonna tell you another beautiful story. So, and this will be the last story of the show. So I own a restaurant. I'm owning a restaurant. And in my restaurant, I decided to get people coming back and forth, repeated customers. I did a birthday. I decided to do a birthday club. I made this birthday club up where you sign up. Okay, you sign up for the birthday, and you get a meal for free. Not a big meal, but you get a small meal for free. If you're in the birthday club. So what it happens is you sign up for the birthday club. On your birthday, I send you a card, and in that card it comes with a card, and that card has a the chance for you to get, I mean, not the chance. It's not a chance. It's not a lottery. You get a free meal. You just have to bring the card in. So I had a sandwich. It was called a Mother Lode sandwich. And this guy used to love my Mother Lode sandwiches. And I sent him a birthday card. And so he came to pick up his free Mother Lode sandwich that day. And he's looking kind of bummed. And I'm looking at him and telling him, everything's okay, buddy? Everything cool? How's everything? He goes, well, as you know, today's my birthday. Didn't receive a birthday card from my kids. Didn't receive a birthday card from any family members, cousins, no one. The only card I received was from you. And that really broke my heart, one. And that made his day. That made his day. And that's why I'm always, every time I'm on Facebook and I see it's someone's birthday, I always try, even if, you know, sometimes I see and it says in 5 days it's the person's birthday, or it was 5 days ago, and I always say to myself, let me say happy birthday to them no matter what, because I know for some people that could be the biggest thing in the world. Louise, I see that you want to come in on video. Let me just end this show and I'll come right back on and we'll get you on video, because it's too close to closing and I want to make sure that I do it right. So let me let me go out and I'll come back in and we'll do it. But let me do my close. Live feed is brought to you by theBULLYexposed.com, a 501c3 non-profit organization geared at helping survivors of bullying. So let them help you. Get your Be Kind t-shirt at The Bully Exposed, and brought to you by Traveling Tech Teacher. If you are learning virtually today, go to the travelingtechteacher.com and get your digital resources. That's going to do it for us, folks, but I'll be right back. But for now, I'm going to tell you, anyone can wear the crown. Anyone can be a hero. Please come back, guys. Have a nice day.